Hey, Justin Popovich here from ProdCreate.com. In this video, I'd like to talk about how learning product creation can actually turn into a high dollar value skill for you, especially if you're looking right now to build and evolve and grow an online business. Maybe you already have an online business or you're looking to get into one. Product creation, if you learn what it takes to not only build, but launch and make sales of a digital product online, all of the skills that you develop in doing so can have far-reaching positive impacts on your business, even if your sole goal isn't to only sell products. The learning that process can have a very huge impact on you. And so what I want to do in this presentation is touch on that, but also address some pretty big questions and hang-ups that I see people have when they approach me to either take my Prod Create course or when they just look at the whole notion of, is product creation something I should get into, or maybe I should invest my time somewhere else. So let's talk about what product creation is first, then we're going to dive into the meat of this. So first of all, product creation, digital product creation, specifically when you're trying to sell an information product, is taking your skills and knowledge and experience, things that you've done in your life. Maybe it's in your professional career, if you've worked in a big company, maybe you've worked in sales, or maybe you've run your own business. There's a lot of things that you've been through throughout the years, and you've acquired experience. And in many cases, those experiences, the things you've learned, are things that other people would likely pay you for to get a shortcut or to get the step-by-step process on how you do what it is that you do, or maybe to avoid some pain, right, and get to a result quicker by tapping into your knowledge, into your experience. So product creation, digital product creation, is really just about taking all of that skill and knowledge, packaging up in some kind of digital transferable format, things like video courses, ebooks, webinars, combinations thereof, audiobooks too, and turning that into something that you can sell and monetize online. And like I was saying earlier, typically all people are looking for is a way to go from no result or some kind of result they're unhappy with to a result that they aspire towards, and they're willing to pay money to have you help them get that result. And that's really all digital product creation is all about. In many cases, you might be doing this already in the form of services, right? You might be helping people get a website up and running because you're a web developer. Well, there's probably a lot of other things that you're able to help your current clients with that could translate well into product creation. So here are sort of the two main things that I see people wondering about, questioning, kind of trying to make a decision on if product creation is the right choice for them to be investing their time and money into. The first question, can I even create a product worth buying? You know, who am I? What have I done in my life? But if so, who would buy it? So that's the first question, and I'm going to address both of these. And the next one is, well, what kind of product should I start with if I do choose to go down this route? So let me address the first question first. Can I even create a product worth buying? If so, would people buy it? Here's the way I like to look at this question. Finding your niche for product creation is key. Right? We've already talked about this idea of your skills and your knowledge and the experiences that you've had in your life. You need to be able to then merge and map that into markets that currently spend money on digital products. Now, this can be a bit of a difficult process. As an example, just yesterday I was speaking to somebody, and I'm going to change the specifics of the story, but here was a person who had years and years of experience working in retail. And it wasn't retail, but I'm making it up for the story. And what this person would do is he would go in and work with retail outlets that had underperforming branches or stores and decompose their processes, work with the local business owner, improve the processes, and turn it around so basically their sales volume would increase in a relatively short period of time. And this was done through various strategies, I'm sure, marketing initiatives, systemization, and so on. There was a lot that goes, obviously, as you can imagine, there's a lot that goes into taking a franchise or a retail outlet and turning it around from low numbers to much better, healthier, successful numbers. And there are many people that would probably pay money to learn some of the systems, the ideas, the tactics that went into turning around a business. Now, when it comes to digital product creation, if you look at it very specifically and you say, well, for years and years, what I've done is I've turned retail outlets around from low performance to high performance, and you wanted to create a digital product specifically geared towards retail business owners, you could be going into a market that doesn't really spend money on product creation. I don't know. I haven't done the research on this particular example. But here's where you have to get you have to do a little bit of research. Are there people, are there retail business owners that are looking for info products on this? Maybe, maybe not. Are there business owners in general, if we abstract this whole situation a little bit higher, are there business owners in general who go online and search Google and go to forums and go to blogs and maybe even spend money on courses and seminars that are looking to turn a low performing business into a high performing business? And clearly the answer in this case is yes. Entrepreneurs spend money on information products that help them make more sales. They spend money on information products that help them improve processes, so they spend less time or waste less time in their business. And the list goes on and on here. So in this particular example, this business owner, or the person I was speaking with, may not be able to take a direct approach of trying to market a specific solution to retail owners, although that may work. I haven't done my research. But definitely, from my experience, and I'm sure you would agree with this, we could go online right now and find hundreds and probably thousands of courses that already exist where people teach other online business owners how to turn around a franchise or a business that is not performing well, and what some things they can do to start bringing in more sales, a higher volume of sales and a higher customer count. If this particular person I was speaking to was able to break down maybe the 5 steps or 5 key processes that he used every single time in a successful turnaround, and be able to map that to people who, let's say, run an online business. Maybe they run some kind of store where people order things online, or maybe they sell digital information products, or who knows what it is. Could they follow the same 5 steps or the same process to turn their business around? And I'm going to guess the answer is yes. So this is the kind of the way you need to think. So right now what I would suggest is, and you might even want to pause this video, is take a moment to brainstorm and think about all of the current skills and knowledge and experience, things on the left side of this page, that you have in your life that could be worth money if you package it up into a digital product. And then, on the right side of this page, start thinking about various markets that already exist. And the easiest way to do this is go look around for markets or for products that are already selling, right? You could go to Google and look for how to, increase my sales as a business owner, or how to relieve my knee pain, or whatever it is for you. And start looking. You'll probably see a bunch of ads, like Google ads running. You may even see Facebook ads if you're on Facebook. You'll probably see lots of different information products and blog posts and videos on YouTube. If the topic of your choice is something that's in high demand. And if it's in high demand, then that probably means that you can also enter this market and create your own digital product and carve out your own audience, which is part of sort of the next piece of this discussion. So have a moment or go through that and really think about how you could map your skills to a market that already spends money. Chances are you can do this, and that means it's a good sign that product creation is probably a good choice for you. Now, going back to these 2 questions, the second question is, assuming that I can create a product and, who would buy it? Well, we've talked about that. What kind of product should I start with? And what the real root of this question is that a lot of people don't necessarily, or they have a hard time choosing what the first topic of their first product should be, because they're afraid they're going to get pigeonholed into that topic. If I do my first product on how to relieve shoulder pain, then people are always going to think of me as the shoulder relief guy, but really I'm a holistic practitioner and I can help you with pain all over your body, or I can help you overcome lots of different ailments, and I don't want people to only think of me for shoulder stuff. Well, that's a great question, and it comes down to basically this. Think of this bottom section here with that nice powder blue. I don't even know what you want to call it. This is your online skill base. And I want you to think of product creation as basically doing 2 things. First, you're going to pick any kind of product. So if you are going back to the healing guy, if you want to create a product on shoulder pain, you're going to do that, and you're just going to pick it as your first product because you need to, quite frankly, learn the process. You've never created a product before. You don't know what it's like to extract the information from your head. You don't know what it's like to merge it into let's say, a video course or an ebook or a webinar series. So you need to do that, and you don't know what it's like to launch it and make money from it. So you have to go through that process from start to finish to actually know what that looks like, what it feels like, what some of the the problems that you're going to run into and how you resolve them and so on. And you also need to start building some kind of authority and a platform. Now, both of these things are going to benefit you in the long run, and both of these things will allow you to then branch out and do other things. So I guess my short and long answer here is that never worry about pigeonholing yourself into one topic, because you need to start somewhere. So I always suggest for people, try to pick, if you are going to pursue product creation, pick a topic that you have a lot of experience with, that you enjoy, that you're familiar with, and that you think you can do a pretty good job in a relatively short period of time, and you know there's a market, which we've already talked about, and focus on just getting that product out. And that's what my whole Prod Create course is about, is helping you build your first product using a topic that you're already familiar with that has a market, so you can go through this process and increase that online skill base that we're talking about on the bottom here. Once you've gone through this once, and ideally you've made some sales, so you've got paid to learn how to build products, you've got some people on your customer list, you've got people who bought something from you that probably trust you more than they did before, and maybe very likely to buy more products from you should you create them. Well, now you're in a position to take this much, much further. We can start talking about building membership sites or follow-up products or revisions to the initial product. You've now got something you can take with proven numbers. You can take it to other affiliates and say, hey, look, I've got a great product here that people buy when they want to solve problem X. Would you like to promote it to your list for a split? There's a lot of stuff you can start doing here, but until you take care of these two first things, learning the process of product creation and starting to build some kind of authority, building a list, letting people know that you are an authority and you're a product creator, you're somebody who has something for sale, you have a solution for people that have this need, until you do those two things, you're not really going to get all that far. So for me, going back to the very first slide, the whole idea of product creation becoming a monetizable skill for you, this is really where I want you to think about it. So if you're on the fence, is product creation the right place for you to invest your time and energy and your money, really, because it's going to take you some money to build this? Think about the long-term impact. Is it worth it for me? This is a question you want to ask yourself. Is it worth it for me to invest this time so that I can learn that process of product creation and everything that goes along with it, right? From building the product to how to launch it online and how to make sales and how to deal with any customer support issues that come up. And also, is it worth it for me to start building a buyer's list, my authority, my platform, so that I have customers who will likely buy from me again? And the answer, quite frankly, is yes. Once you've sold something to somebody once, the odds of them buying again increase drastically. Go Google it. Go look up the stats on the number of times people will buy from you after they've bought from you once. Repeat buyers, the numbers are staggering how much better it gets. So that's where I'll leave it with you. Hopefully this kind of demystifies some of the conversations that may be going on in your head right now around product creation. If you have any questions about this, I'd love to hear from you and maybe clear up some of the air. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Justin Popovich from Prod Create.